Sony's new flagship, the Xperia XZ3, is on course to hit planet Earth this October. And while we are going to have new iPhones by then, the iPhone X will continue to be a very popular choice. The XZ3 is Sony's best phone today. It looks very similar to the XZ2 from earlier this year, but it has received a new, stronger and thinner aluminum frame. It's also gotten noticeably thinner. However, even with these improvements, the Sony continues to be one chubby phone. The iPhone X in comparison is considerably thinner and lighter while having almost the same screen size. Both phones have pretty awesome build quality. There are just some slight ergonomic imperfections on the XZ3, like the relatively low positioning of the fingerprint scanner or the sharp-feeling power, volume and camera buttons found along the right-hand side. Screen-wise, the XZ3 is here to offer a noticeable upgrade from its predecessor. There is a brand new 6-inch OLED display of incredibly high resolution. It looks wonderful and is easily the best new feature on this Xperia. Almost as big is the 5.8-inch OLED display on the iPhone X. Its resolution is slightly lower, but still more than high enough even for the most eagle-eyed consumers. A point of differentiation here is the bezel design. While Sony has favored having bigger top and bottom bezels and no notch, the iPhone X has a continuous thin frame running around the display, which looks fantastic, but of course the compromise here is the notch in the upper end of the display, which some users find unattractive. With this new OLED screen, which is curved along the edges, Sony has also tried to build some new functionality to kind of make use of it. It's called Side Sense and works by double tapping somewhere along the sides of the phone. This brings up a grid of applications, with the idea being that these applications will vary based on your usage habits, the time of day or the day of the week. We've seen similar features before, and while the idea is solid, the way we have to use a gesture to bring it up here makes us doubt its convenience and reliability. Aside from that, things are mostly unchanged in the XZ3 software. It's a fine Android user interface with some added value by Sony, and we guess the best thing about it is that users will get Android 9 Pie right out of the box. The iPhone X is also perfectly up to date with the latest version of iOS, and we know it's going to be supported quite well by Apple going forward. Its software is both very familiar but also full of fun little features, and Apple continues to add more and more features, apps and services with each new iOS release. Things are fairly simple for Sony as far as cameras go. We get the same 19-megapixel single camera shooter as in the XZ2, and while we haven't had the opportunity to test the results yet, it is safe to expect pretty great photos, especially in daylight. The camera does offer some more advanced features like HDR video recording or 960fps slow motion, but those will be of limited appeal for now. The iPhone X offers special features that can be immediately enjoyed, like impressive portrait photos, 2x optical zoom, or optical image stabilization. The Xperia XZ3 is a very powerful Android 9 smartphone. If you happen to be OS agnostic though, it's definitely worth it to check out the iPhone X, which is an all-around more accomplished product. We'll know more about the XZ3 when it launches this October, but we already know it's going to be quite pricey at $900. And in that price, you'll need to be very much into what Sony's putting onto the table here. Thanks for watching our latest comparison video. If you'd like to see more content like this, check out PhoneArena's YouTube channel, or for more in-depth coverage of the smartphone world, PhoneArena.com will be the best